Boys and girls, today we're going to be talking about the topic of worrying. Now, a lot of us are worrying about things right now. We're worrying about COVID-19. We're worrying about not catching the virus or people that we know maybe who have it. We're worrying about staying at home and trying to do school at home and trying to understand things. Maybe we're worried about will we go back to school or not this year. And there's lots of things that our heads can get really full of when we worry. It's really natural to worry. Maybe you worry about other things. Maybe you worry, maybe you have nightmares. Maybe you worry about things at home. Maybe you're worried about something with your pet. There's lots of things that we can worry about. But Jesus taught his disciples, and he taught a crowd of people about worrying. And I'm looking in my Bible in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, starting at verse 25, and I just want to read that to you. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in food in barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the fields grow? They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and gone tomorrow, is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith? So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all of these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all of these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Boys and girls, the illustration that Jesus is pointing out here is saying, the birds, they don't worry about where their food is going to come from. God provides for them. And the flowers that grow in the field, they're so beautiful. They don't worry about clothes, of course. And Jesus is saying, King Solomon, even though he was so rich and he had so much money and he had beautiful clothes, he wasn't as beautifully dressed as the flowers. Now, do you understand this? Like, flowers don't wear clothes, obviously, but Jesus is saying they're beautiful and God provides for what they need. They grow, they have water, they have sunshine, they're beautiful without worrying about it. Jesus is saying, we as people are far more important to him than birds or flowers, and he will provide for our needs. Boys and girls, I really want you to think about this. This is a really big topic. There's a page that you have called Worry. I wonder if you can find that. And it says, what are some of the things that you worry about? I don't know if you could be really honest about this and maybe talk to mom and dad about it. If you could write me, even if it's just point form, like just little words, it doesn't have to be a complete sentence. But if you can think about some of those things that you worry about, and then it says, what is the biggest worry that you have? I wonder if you could write that down. You could even draw a picture of it if you want. And boys and girls, maybe we should pray about that. And these big worries that are in our heads and on our hearts, we need to ask God to take our worry and help us to trust Him with the things that really worry us. On the back of your page, it says, what does God say about worrying? God said, do not worry. Seek His kingdom. And then there's two little boxes, and I was thinking maybe we could draw the birds and we could draw the flowers, and how we are far more important to God than the birds or the flowers. So He takes care of them, and He's going to take care of us. I hope you can take some time to really think about what worries you and give it to God. I know for myself, I need to do that almost every day. It's not something that sometimes just goes away. You have to keep reminding yourself that God's got this, and He can carry our worries for us.